All right, let's get it. Good morning, everyone. What is today? Wednesday, December 10th. Terrorist attack day, possibly. Terrorist attack week. Something's coming. I can feel it. Let's play some GeoChamp. I'm on the cities now. I went through all the countries. I'm not going to remember them all, but what's up, Don? Good morning. Let's do some cities. Now, we know this one already because Phnom Penh is Cambodia, I think. Well, it may not be Cambodia, but we know it's not Myanmar. Bangkok is Thailand. Hanoi is Vietnam. So it must be Nay Pyi Da. Yes, it is. Population 53 million. The capital of Zambia. I think I just had this one. So I'm going to say Lusaka because I already had this one. Yeah. What is the capital of France? Saint Helier, Paris, Monaco, or Bern? Paris. Ukraine. Ukraine, we already know this one. It's Wednesday where you're at, Don? Right on. The only reason I know Ukraine is because the war or whatever. We know it's Kiev. I know Bucharest is like the capital of, I think, Prague. Or, no. That's not right. Because Prague is the capital of, like, the Czech Republic or something. I don't know any of these, except Kiev. Afghanistan. We know this one because the poor Afghani people have been being bombed, the shit bombed out of them since who knows when. I mean, Russia was in there before us, right? Kenya. Nairobi, right? Yemen. Well, we know it's not. I think I know this one. Well, I can. No, I don't know this one. I know it's not Djibouti City because Djibouti is a country. So, you know this one, Don? I want to say Muscat because I've done a few. It's either. I think it's either. I'm gonna say Muscat. I think. Yeah, let's just go with Muscat. Nope. Sana'a. Yemen is Sana'a. Okay. Let's continue. Madagascar. I think it's Port Louis. Pretty sure. I'm saying Port Louis. No. Antananarivo. Antananarivo. They should have like a little audio of how to say it. I think that would help. All right, we get another chance at Yemen. We know this one. Sana'a. Thailand is Bangkok. Or even the girls have cocks, I think. Spain would be Madrid. Madagascar, we know now it's Antananarivo. Sweden. Copenhagen is Denmark, so it's got to be Stockholm. Stockholm, Sweden. Turkmenistan. Astana, Baku, Kabul, or Ashgabat. Well, we know it's not Kabul. I'm going to say Ashgabat. Lucky guess. Morocco. It's not Lisbon. I mean, it could be Algiers. Algiers, Morocco? No. Yeah, maybe. Nope. Rabat. Oh, you can't read them? You can't see them? Okay. Well, we'll get out of this then. Sweet Tea, good morning. How are you? Let's get to the X-Files. We got problems here in Washington. It's potential flooding. I mean, the rivers are already as high as I've ever seen them. And it keeps raining. It stopped raining yesterday. It rained on the 8th, stopped on the 9th, and now it's raining again. So this one is the Puyallup River, which is just literally right down the street from me. It flows from Mount Rainier to the Puget Sound. And it is way up there. You could see it's like flooded on the road already in some spots. So this was yesterday when it stopped raining, and now it's raining again. And you could already see this is not good. So I don't know what it's going to look like today. If it keeps raining, it ain't going to be good. Tommy, good morning. Good to see you. CG2, good morning to you. Lots of drinking water. Yeah, I mean, there's even logs floating down the river. So, like, here we go. Hold on. Another thing to know here for us locally, there are quite a few professional storm and tornado chasers around USA, even flying over to see this one in Washington. I'm not overhyping anything. We are usually ignored for years and years at a time for significant weather events around this USA. This is one of those rare moments, it says. Yeah, I got a bad feeling about this one too. I hope not, but...
This is the Snoqualmie River near Marysville, Washington.
Yep, it could get bad. Let's see. Do I have any more before I move on to my bookmarks? I thought I had one more. Yeah, here we go.
When I explain what you're seeing in this video, keep in mind that there are nearly a dozen other rivers that are in way worse shape than this. I'm about to show you the Nooksack River in Washington State in Ferndale. This river, compared to the others, is not even on the radar screen for how bad it could get. Check this out. It is December 9th, 2025. And that is the Nooksack River. And I've seen multiple full-size trees floating down it. I'm going to show you one right there. I'll zoom in for you. Yeah. It's that bad. And the Nooksack isn't even on the radar screen compared to the potential for many other local rivers in Washington State today, Wednesday, and Thursday.
I don't know if you guys remember Mount St. Helens that blew up in 1980, May 18th, 1980, here in Washington State. and it caused a I think they call it like a pyroclastic flow, where the ash is so heavy in the air that it comes back down on top of itself. And it's like tens of thousands of degrees hot. And it came down like an atomic bomb and just blew all the trees away. I mean, just my mom and dad's friends had property up there that the government just deemed a total loss. Like, you're just shit out of luck, basically, because there's no way you could ever get back up there. Like, the trees all just basically just. They eventually found the one dude. His name was Harry Truman. He didn't want to leave the mountain. He was up there, had a cabin up there. And they found him like decades later under like 12 feet of ash, something like that. So, but anyway, it caused the trees to clog the rivers. There were thousands of trees that went down our rivers, and it was a fucking mess. I could just see, and it's like I said, it's raining again now. We had a lot of rain 2 days ago. Like, it rained for almost 24 hours, and it was just dumping like a river. They call it an atmospheric river. So anyway, something for us to watch for around here. Not that any of you guys care where you're at. Not saying you don't care, but you know what I mean? Like, you hear about a hurricane in Florida, and you're like, yeah. So anyway, that's what's up. What are you guys up to this morning? Anybody stressed out about Christmas? Or I pretty much got my Christmas shopping done for the most part. It was a toss up between buying my daughter a gun or just giving her cash, and it's still a toss up. I kind of leaning towards just giving her cash, which I'm sure I know she'll be just as happy with. I don't know. I don't know. The whole gun thing. Talk about being stressed out. That's what stresses me out. Guns. Everybody seems to have one these days. Mostly criminals. Zero stress this year, right on, CG2. With yeah, that's kind of what she wants, Dawn. She keeps asking for a gun. I got us all concealed weapons permits last year, and I paid for her to go to a gun class. She tried out a bunch of different guns, and she's a single mom, and she wants to protect herself. So, that's why I haven't made up my mind yet. Probably going to talk to her about it one more time. I haven't brought it up for a while. So, and if I do decide to do it, then she's going to go and pick it out, or I don't want to make sure she gets exactly the whatever. And the only thing is, I'm going to tell her she has to go at least shoot it once a month. At least for a year, because I don't want it to just be some piece of furniture in her purse. I want her to know how to use it, get comfortable with it. You know what I mean? I'm not a gun guy, so they just stress me out. I wasn't able to have a gun for a long time. In fact, I never owned a gun in my entire life. And then, I got in trouble, when I was younger, had my gun rights taken away, and I never had bothered to have them restored. I didn't even know you could up until a few years ago. And so then I paid to have them restored. But I still haven't bought a gun yet. I'll whoop somebody's ass before I buy a gun. They don't want this smoke. Trust me. I don't go looking for trouble, but with all the shit that's going on in the world, I would not want to be the one that I fucking snap on. I'll tell you that, because they try to fucking steal something from me, like Mr. DJ. That's why I let the whole chocolate thing go. I didn't go looking for that guy. I don't even want to go there. It's not worth it. $135 is not worth it. Make sure it's a lot gun safe because of your. Yeah, see, that's the thing, sweetie. It has to be, it can't be anything to chance. So my daughter's very responsible. But there's a difference between, because you can't make any mistakes with the gun, right? You have to be perfect every time. It only takes one time for something, And they say that, I don't know what the statistics are, but you're much more likely to, your gun is much more likely to hurt somebody that than, to stop a criminal from hurting you or however they say it. So, yeah, it's just something that lots of people have them. Lots of women have guns. It's just, they stress me out. They just do. I don't know why. But, I got all my friends have guns. I went over to one of my buddy's house. It was a couple years ago, but I walk in. He's got an AR-15 standing up on the coffee table with a copy of Zombieland with Woody Harrelson. A DVD of Zombieland sitting on the coffee table. What the fuck is this? I mean, his house is like super clean. That's all you see is the AR-15 and the copy of Zombieland. I'm like, oh fuck, what's going on in this guy's head? So, anyway, let's see here. Let's get to the X-Files. So Barry Weiss, who is, a Jewish Zionist, pro-Israel. She runs CBS now, basically. CBS News. She's in charge of CBS News. And you can see, if you want to know what she's about, you can watch her on Joe Rogan. She's just a fucking weirdo, man. Gaslighter, complete liar, just steers the narrative. And, she's trying to, they put her in there to, paint the whole picture, the new picture of what America is going to look like. This new Turning Point USA, pro-Israel, AI, data centers everywhere, bomb Venezuela, America. Mine are only for hunting, and with our laws must be always locked and gun safe. Yeah, no, gun safe for sure. That's definitely, gun safe. And a gun case, right? You need a gun case in your car too, right? I wouldn't mind just walking around with the gun, open carry, just to exercise my rights once in a while. But it's such a crazy time, It's just not. I don't know, something. I'm too smart to fucking do stupid shit. Hunting's one thing. I'm just not a hunter. Never have been. Never had a desire to hunt. I like to fish. I have no desire to hunt, because if you hunt, you got to get in there, man. You can't, right? You have to cut up shit. There's going to be blood and guts and fucking hanging shit upside down and skin and shit. Fuck that, man. The as far as I'm willing to go, and it grosses me out to even do it, is to go to the meat market. And you just look at all those slabs of meat, and you could just imagine all the fucking cutting and the blood and guts and shit. Fuck that. You guys can have all that. Now, I'm not saying that it's bad, because it's necessary in order to eat the meat. I get it. I'm just not a hunter. No way. I don't even want to pluck a bird. So my Aunt Janet had, she's always lived out in the country. One time she had, I don't even know what it was. Was it a fucking duck? It was a duck or a goose or something, and it had cancer. And so it had to be taken out. And so my cousin Jason, who is a fucking avid hunter, he calls going hunting grocery shopping. Born and raised in Arkansas. He'll fucking eat squirrel, gumbo, cougar, bear. This motherfucker cooked me sausage and eggs, and it tasted like fucking shit. And he starts laughing. It was bear sausage. I'm like, you motherfucker. Anyway, I already forget what my point is now. Somebody's going to have to remind me what I was talking about. grocery shopping, hunting. He goes hunting. Anyway, yeah, I'm not a hunter. I guess that's my point. I have some awesome butcher knives for hunting, all in the safe. Yeah. See, that's another thing that fucks me up, Don, is thinking about knives. Just knives in general. Creep. I can't cut cheese without fucking getting all weirded out. I don't know why. I'm just creeping. I knew a lady. Let me see if I can find the story, if it's even on there. I'm not going to tell the story. Forget it. I don't want to go down that road. Let's get to the X-Files. Tucker Carlson fires back at Barry Weiss for calling him anti-American. So, this is the lady. Does anybody think that Tucker Carlson is anti-American? Don't we all have a right to our own opinion without being called anti-American? You know what I mean? I think that's, we got to a point where, if you want to talk about anti-American, you have to look at people that are in our government. You don't have to go very far. You want to see anti-American. Let me see here. Here is I'm not saying he's bad, but this is Michigan.
Hello, this is Congressman Shri Thanedar. Today, I introduced articles to impeach Secretary Pete Hegseth for murder and conspiracy to murder and reckless and unlawful mishandling of classified information.
So when we talk about anti-American, I would say that the Punjabis that have the Punjabi mafia, the dirty, nasty, stinky, lying, disgusting Punjabi mafia from India that's infiltrated our country and in our government, is talking about impeaching our Secretary of War. How much more anti-American can you get? First of all, you're not American. You're probably an illegal alien. And you're talking about impeaching a military official of the United States government. I mean, what are we doing here? What country do we live in? I have an idea. Why don't you go back to India and shut the fuck up? How about that? Okay, let me get to this. Let me play the video.
They just had that lady Bari Weiss or whatever her name is, and she was on ABC.
One of the greatest liars in our public life.
Did you see this video? She said, I think she mentioned you in it.
Unbelievable liar.
They just made her the head of CBS.
That I'm beginning to sort of reckon with right now is the extent of profound anti-American and anti-Jewish sentiment on large parts of the American right. A lot of the illiberalism on the left that came from the fringe into the mainstream of the Democratic Party began as a fringe online movement that a lot of Democrats and a lot of liberals waved away because it was just some crazy influencers online. And woe to the people that still are telling themselves that and still believe that the things that Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson are saying will not make an impact on the right, because they will.
Everything about that is just so amazing to me. I'm anti-American, really.
That's
Family's been here for 400 years. I have no allegiance to any foreign country. I put my country first, and it takes a lot of balls for Barry Weiss, who acts openly on behalf of a foreign country. Her only concerns are not American concerns. They pertain to the fortunes of a foreign country.
Do they really?
Oh, yeah, yes. Yes, I'm not. That's an informed statement. And calling me anti-American, you can say that Carlson's an asshole or whatever, but she has to call me the one thing that she is, which is like this weird psychology, I have to say.
Yep, and that's what these people do. That's exactly what they do. It's the definition of gaslighting. If you go down the Sigmund Freud rabbit hole and how he was brought in to gaslight children who spoke out against being raped by the U.S. government or the Israeli. I don't know exactly how it all works, but that's exactly what those people do. You can spot them a mile away, those Zionist fucking devils. And they're the ones that will always say, oh, you know, like just you put it in the context of Candace Owens. She's evil. What she's doing is evil. That's what even Tim Pool says that. They all have the same talking points, you know. And now it's always anti-American and anti-Semitic. She didn't say anti-Semitic. She said anti-Jewish sentinism or whatever. Sentinism. How the fuck you say that word? It's 2:00 in the morning here, guys. Sorry. And it's just gaslighting. It's complete bullshit. Why do we have people like, you know, and the problem is that it's because it's these Jewish Zionist people that run everything. And we have, you know, CBS on a larger scale is owned by Larry Ellison. And then his son owns Paramount Plus. So they basically have a monopoly on, you know, and then all the movie. It's just, and it's, so you have somebody. It's just, I mean, it's crazy town. Why? I don't, you know. I'm gonna stumble my words. We should not even be listening to Barry Weiss. You know, I'm not going to tell anybody what to do or what to say, but I'll just tell you what I do. I cut out TV a long time ago. I don't listen to the news. I don't I don't get spoon-fed garbage, and I don't waste my time. I don't waste my life. So I completely eliminated that talk out of my life a long time ago. I have zero connection to anything on the mainstream media. I don't pay for cable. I haven't paid for cable since 2010, I think is the last time. It might even been before that, but I'm going to say 2010 conservatively. So that was 15, almost 16 years ago. And I don't watch any TV at all. Zero. Zip, zilch. The last time I watched a TV show, I can't remember. I don't watch Super Bowls. I don't watch sports. I don't watch nothing like that. I checked out. And so I don't torture myself with that garbage because of people like her, you know. Netflix, none of it. I don't pay for any of those movie apps. None of it. I just work my little business and do my thing. Washington State, excuse me, a 5th grade teacher in Tumwater, Washington, does not want to teach kids who have Republican parents.
This story takes us to the Tumwater School District. And the Tumwater School District has really become kind of central to the debate happening in Washington State over protecting girls' sports. So, of course, Frances Stout, who's now a junior, I think, at Tumwater High School, she was on our show, was one of the first female athletes in the state to really start to speak out about having to compete against biological boys. We had her on the show. Remember, she had to sit out her final she chose to sit out her final basketball game of the year because there was a biological boy playing on the other team. And so that really thrust this issue and the Tumwater School District into the national spotlight. I mean, Frances has now been very vocal in supporting the 2 Let's Go Washington initiatives. She's been on Fox News presenting 2 amendments.
Okay, can't do it. Can't do it. She's clickbaiting me. We already got to the point. You know, it's getting to the point where teachers find out that the kids' parents have a certain ideology, and she doesn't want to teach them. The public school. So, and you know, Turning Point USA is trying to infiltrate the schools. They're trying to get into all the schools. Now they have Turning Point Faith, and so. Don't like it at all. But teachers like that should be just fired immediately. And I'm so sick and tired of hearing about the fucking boys and girls sports. You know, it's like at this point, I'm over it. I don't give a shit. Like if you have your girl playing in sports in public schools, you get what you deserve in Washington State. We're just ran by pedophiles and rapists. So, I mean, you got to be a completely fucking idiot You have to be a complete retard to fucking be the father of a girl and put her in sports in Washington State. That's just my opinion. In public schools. Now, maybe there's other private, sports, in which I'm sure there are, where it's like normal common sense shit, where it's just all girls, and not trans and all that fucking garbage. Pedophiles disguised as whatever. Nothing gets me more pissed off than that shit, boy. Whoa. Boy, I'm really fucking on one today, huh? What else do we got? Erica Kirk. She was on Fox News. We'll just listen to her. No judging.
He would walk through the door, drop his bags, daddy's home, take his phone Friday night, Shabbat Shalom, throw it in the junk drawer, and it was just all us. And that's what I always wanted to make so special for him, was coming home. I'd always say, baby, I don't care what time you get home. Home is here for you. Your food will never be cold. It might sit out for a little bit, but I'll reheat it. It's fine. And I just want to encourage spouses, don't get mad. It's so easy. Don't do it. He would walk through the door, drop his bags, daddy's home, take his phone Friday night, Shabbat Shalom.
I almost went mute. You haven't done TV for years either, Sweet G or CG2. Yeah, I just can't, Just listen to Brandy Cruz clickbait me there for a minute. I just shut down. I can't. I like, if it's a commercial about Doritos, I'll break the TV. I can't. No commercials. That's what I love about YouTube, is you can skip the commercials. And if it doesn't let you skip the commercial, you can just choose to not watch the video if you want. I've become really accustomed to that. I'm not going to torture myself and sit through ads. It's just we only got so much time in the day, But we're inundated with ads anyways. You drive down the street, there's ads everywhere. But back to Erica, what a perfectly normal thing for a husband to say. And this is the lady that, of course, we're going to want giving advice to our spouses and stuff like that. Shabbat Shalom. Everybody in America says that on Friday night. I know. We always did. If you didn't say Shabbat Shalom, on Friday night, then you're not American. I'm sorry. This is what an American thing to say. Shabbat Shalom. I don't even know what the fuck Shabbat Shalom means. Till I looked it up this morning. And I forgot already. What does it mean? How come it's not on here? It's probably because maybe I'll say right here. Yeah. Shabbat Shalom. It literally means Sabbath of peace and is used as a greeting or blessing for the Sabbath from Friday evening to Saturday night. If you meant something else, okay. So the Sabbath of peace from Friday night to Saturday night. What? No, I think Americans like to go out and eat, go to the casino, get shit-faced drunk, smoke a bunch of weed, go to the bar, play darts, shoot pool, go to the movies. This is what Americans do on Friday night. They unwind because they've been working all week, and they're not going to do whatever a Sabbath for peace is. Is that like, USA for Africa, or what is Sabbath for peace? Keep your religion. And this is mainstream, and it's the Erica Kirk tour now. She's on a mainstream. You're going to see Erica Kirk. If you do have TV all week, and then I think on the 15th, she's live on ABC or An Evening with Erica Kirk or some bullshit, where she can preach about the Sabbath. You know, it's not good to knock people's religion, but it's also not good to go on national TV and try to pretend that it's normal American talk to say Shabbat Shalom and wipe away your fake tears. I'm just so over it. Not to mention, we know that a 30-06 did not kill Charlie Kirk. Oh, yes. And Andrew Colvett, he is part of the Candace Owens. He's Turning Point USA. So you have some creepy fucking, oops. I think his name is David. Okay, this must be David Brody. I don't know who he is. He's, let's see, let me look this up. Yes, he's just some type of reporter. But Andrew Colvett is, you know, one of the guys of Turning Point USA. I feel like he's the head of the snake. He's like these, you know, he looks like he tries to play the role of Zach from Saved by the Bell. This guy over here on the right, you know, clean cut, nice smile, but he's the devil, and I think he's gay. I think they're all gay. Just my opinion. Not that that's bad, but they just lie about everything, including their, you know, whose underpants they like to get in. I think it's each other's. They're probably in each other's underpants, you know, they're sitting at that desk. Anyway, Charlie Kirk wrote a book, even though he's dead. He wrote a book, allegedly. No, he is dead, right? No one believes he's alive. Even though there was no blood. Charlie Kirk wrote a book. Why honoring the Sabbath will transform your life. What? Okay.
This is a big week. Charlie's latest book, Stop in the Name of God. Tell us more.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's kind of awful on some level.
Right.
Like we never, at least anytime soon, we never thought we were going to have a last book from Charlie. We thought that there was going to be dozens more, actually. So it's terrible, but like if there was to be a book this early that was going to be his last book, it's amazing that it wasn't a political book, that it wasn't.
Good point.
It's,
you know, when I see this clown, this guy, he's just such a liar. Toro, good morning. Magooch, going down. Good to see you guys. None of these people from Turning Point USA can talk without a teleprompter. And I believe that there's a rolling teleprompter that he's looking at right now. You know, he's not speaking from the heart. This is not genuine. He's literally looking at a TV screen right now. It's probably rolling on some wheels right along with him on this walk. These guys are just so fake. You know, let's sell a book about Charlie Kirk. You know, we could name it whatever we want. You know, if I die, you guys can write a book and call it Osada Treats Hates Chocolate Strawberries, or why Jason thought chocolate was poison, or I mean, it's just I don't get it.
It's a book about honoring the Lord, about resting, about obeying a divine imperative to stop, to cease, to rest. And what's incredible about the book is just how well researched and thought out it is. It's almost like you see this new side of Charlie, like he's a biblical scholar, he's a theologian. And the discipline with which Charlie himself pursued the Sabbath and rest and making sure he made time for his family and to contemplate and ponder these ideas is really amazing when you open this thing up and you read what's inside of it. I mean, you quickly realize this is a different kind of Charlie Kirk book than you could have ever imagined. And it's just how fitting.
And Erica was saying that I think there was like 30 books about the Sabbath in their home. Like he was like a Sabbath sanctuary, if you will.
No, yeah, Charlie was working on this book for, I think, 18 months, definitely over a year. And he thought about it in the quiet times. He thought about it. He had a notebook that he was keeping all these notes, these moments. I would see him, he'd have this thing and I'd be like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, just, really quick, something just occurred to me. And so this was really special to him. And here's the thing, Charlie put this into practice. There was a time at the week on Friday where he would just stop as a discipline. He would just stop, and you couldn't get a hold of him. He would put his phone down.
That's
and he
awesome,
would devote himself to his family. He would get lots of sleep and lots of rest and catch up on all of the thinking and the praying. And what was interesting is you realized, because he showed this, that you could get more done in 6 days by observing a day of rest, just like the Lord did when he breathed creation.
So I don't get it, guys. Like, our day of rest is Sunday. Friday to Saturday is party night. So, and you don't need to sell a book to tell us if that's what he believed. Okay, cool. Most of us don't believe that. And I, what do you need? What is a whole book? And why is there a whole book about resting? Okay, we get it. Okay, you guys want to rest on Friday night and that's going to make you a better person? Rest till Saturday? Have at it. Some people want to drink shots of tequila, and nothing wrong with that either. My opinion. I don't drink, but yeah, it's the beginning day of Hanukkah, believe it or not. Jewish holiday, isn't it? I think the 15th is the beginning of Hanukkah. So, yeah, it's an interesting day to pick for sure. It's Friday at sunset till Saturday. Yes. And so it is definitely a Jewish tradition. But who is he selling this book to? You know what I mean? He's definitely not trying to sell this book to me. You know, this is a psyop. This is a psychological operation on the American people. They're trying to get us to believe the narrative that this is like the turning point in the United States is that we're all there's a huge movement to turn Jewish. Even though you're not, you could turn Jewish if you want. You're not going to be on a Jewish Zionist elite like these guys are. But that's the illusion they're trying to create. They're trying to attack Christianity, and then the next step follows is like we'll get butchered, because that's what's happening across the world. It's happening really bad in Sudan right now, Nigeria. It's happening everywhere. Christians are getting slaughtered. South Africa, really bad there too. Been happening there for a long time.
Into existence, that he could get more done in 6 days with a day of rest than he could in 7 without. And you realize that this was actually the secret sauce. Why Charlie made this such a priority was because he wanted the world to understand what he had discovered by putting this discipline into place. It took him to the next level. There is no doubt about it.
And for a generation under 30, how about in this crazy culture that we're in, stop for a moment, get off your phone and start actually spending time with God.
Yeah, stop striving, stop pushing, stop wanting, just rest.
Yes.
Be still and know that he's God.
Just stop pushing, stop wanting, just rest. Well, how about you guys take a breather? You started selling T-shirts and allegedly raised $90 million, which I don't believe, in 3 days from selling T-shirts. I think the money was given to them through secret Jewish donors to boost up Turning Point USA for the state propaganda machine that it's trying to be. But none of us are buying it. I reject everything about Turning Point USA. Everything. You know, and I highly don't recommend anybody buy that stupid book either. You know, if you want to honor Charlie Kirk, let's figure out who killed him and how many of these people, including this fucking clown, are involved in the assassination. But don't forget, Charlie Kirk apparently texts 3 people that they're going to kill him the next day. He texts 3 people they're going to kill me tomorrow on September 9th, and then they killed him on September 10th. And who's they? When he says they are going to kill me, who's they? Yeah, that's how I'm going to honor Charlie Kirk. I didn't even know who he was. Still don't. Don't even really know if he's dead. But I'd rather try to find out who killed him for real than believe the bullshit fucking garbage they're trying to feed us. Anyway. Let's move on to the next one. Nick Fuentes. This fucking clown is another guy they just started throwing out to us in the media, you know, and then people will just buy into, and I kind of did for a while too, just like, okay, well, this guy seems like he's legit, like he's making some good statements. Yeah, you know, kind of like where he's going with this. Then you come to find out, no, complete fucking psyop, he's a Fed. You know, this clown was on the steps of Washington, D.C., holding a megaphone for the Capitol building. They've stormed the Capitol building. Apparently, we're going into the Capitol building. I mean, you know, he ain't no good if he's doing that. Let me see something. So that's Nick Fuentes holding that megaphone, surrounded by other federal agents. You know, this is when they decided to prop him up and bring him out. I had no idea who he was back then. I mean, how retarded would you have to be part of this, wanting to go into the Capitol building?
Keep marching and don't relax, never relax. Yeah! Break down the barriers and disregard the police. This Capitol belongs to us.
And, you know, everybody's all fucking masked up, wearing hats and disguises and costumes, and it's cold and windy in there. Him and the guy next to him are wearing suits. Sure thing. You know, they keep using that term groiper. I don't even know what the fuck groiper means, so I had to look it up this morning. Let's look up groiper. Groiper is a term used to describe a far-right online movement centered around white nationalist, white supremacist ideology, internet trolling culture, and anti-Semitic rhetoric. So this guy, the name comes from the meme version of Pepe the Frog, reclining with hands collapsed, called the Groiper. So he's about white nationalist ideology, anti-Semitism, and organized trolling. That's what a Groiper is. So anyway, back to this. He has zero credibility. He's a complete fraud, fake, gay, in the closet, homo, whatever he wants to be. I don't know why these people just can't be honest. But let's listen to him talk about how he could expose Candace if Turning Point USA can't on the 15th.
I'm looking forward to the Turning Point live stream where they respond to everything.
Oh, and by the way, he just went on Steven Crowder a couple days ago and told Steven Crowder that he believes the official narrative. He believes Tyler Robinson is the one that shot Charlie Kirk. Okay, Nick.
I plan on live streaming that. And depending on how they do, if they don't do a good enough job, I think I'm going to have to step up. And I think I'm going to have to expose Candace Owens for what she really is. I'm going to give them, they have the opportunity because they are involved in all this. But I am so frustrated with how people are handling it. They're losing. If Turning Point doesn't do a good enough job on December 15th, I'm going to have to step up. And just like I exposed Tucker Carlson and just like I exposed JD Vance, I'm going to have to step up and I'm going to have to blow the lid and expose everything about Candace Owens and reveal who she really is, who her husband is, who her donors are. And unlike her, I will be naming names. I will be coming with receipts. I will blow the lid on the whole thing, and I'll give her the Tucker Carlson treatment. But I'll wait and see how the Turning Point USA stream goes.
Yeah, and he will too. I mean, I don't I don't doubt him there that he will. It sounds like a cartoon character. Yeah, I think it is actually Pepe the Frog. But he will bring receipts. I know he will. He'll bring receipts, and he's going to bring every piece of dirt that there possibly is to bring up. We all have dirt, you know. I'm sure there's, you know, when you run them, you know, she's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. You know, I'm sure there's things that people don't want talked about or whatever. But when you're a federal agent, of course you're going to bring receipts. You're going to have access to everything, all the bank statements, all the data, internet search history, locations, relationships, everything, because you're a federal agent and you're part of, you know, the federal bureaucracy. You have access to all that stuff. So of course you'll bring receipts, Nick. We know this. The problem is none of us give a fuck and are going to believe anything you fucking say, because what they do is they'll tell you the truth shrouded in lies. They'll start it out with the truth, and then it's all just lies after that. So you go ahead and look forward to being the one to expose Candace Owens, everybody, because no one fucking gives a shit what you got to say anymore. You've lost all credibility. You're as good as fucking garbage now, buddy. Nobody cares about you no more. You're done.
I think they're going to do a good job, but if they don't, then I'll finish it for them. Nobody else will do it. Everybody else is afraid of Candace Owens. I'm not afraid of some ignorant black bitch, okay? Everybody's afraid of a black Karen. I'm not. I'm a groyper, okay? Black bitches are a speciality, okay? So Turning Point, the whole conservative movement, they're all in fear of Candace Owens. Nobody wants to step to her and her insane cult of followers. I'll do it and I'll win. But I look forward to the Turning Point stream. I'm planning on simulcasting that or simultaneously streaming it. That's next.
When you take it in the butthole from another man, that's when you have the audacity and the gumption to say things like black Karen, black bitch, things like that. You know what I mean? It just rolls off your tongue. It's not because you're a white supremacist. It's because you're a faggot and you like cock in your butt. And that just sums up Nick Fuentes. I'm sorry to be graphic about it, but that's just who he is. You know, a flaming faggot federal agent. Who does he think he is? He asked us exactly, Sweet Tea, right? Well, we know who he is. You know, I'll try to make it crystal clear. You know, like my opinion of it. You know, so let me think. How could I tell you how I really feel about it? You know, he's just zero credibility. You know, he tries to suck up all the oxygen in the room, and he has for a while, but he's going to go down in flames like Tim Pool and PBD and all these guys. They're just exposed. They're part of the propaganda arm, part of the academic military industrial complex. That's what they are. You know, a complete fraud. We'll move on. Speaking of frauding, you know, we have so many illegals here and the illegal truck drivers. And, you know, I thought about this, you know, for quite a while. All of the gas stations in America, a good majority of them are owned by people from the Middle East. India owns a lot of gas stations, and I'm sure other countries like Iraq, Saudi Arabia, there's lots of silent investors involved in that kind of stuff. But you basically have to have a connection to the Middle East if you want to own a gas station here in America, which is just fucking stupid in my opinion. But it is what it is. And so there's this device. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of this, but there's a way to hack the pulsing system that registers how much gas is going to come out of the pump. You can attach it to the nozzle.
Small device right here is being used to steal diesel fuel for pennies on the dollar. It costs about $40 to build.
It's hardly the stuff of cutting-edge technology. That's like a speed.
But this handmade device, powered by two 9-volt batteries, is stealing millions of dollars worth of diesel gas from Florida to California every day, simply by fooling the pumps. That gear is part of the pump pulsar, the device inside the pump that counts dollars per gallon, the numbers we see clicking there. The slower it goes, the cheaper it is. Correct. Even though the gas is flowing at more than $5 a
Small device, right?
So meanwhile, we're paying, absorbent amounts of money at the gas pump. You got people out there doing what they do. Shapeshifter, no credibility, says whatever whatever to garner attention. Exactly. CG2. They live. That's what they have to do. They have, they get paid to. If they weren't on, like a paid algorithm, nobody would watch them. Nobody would watch them. The only reason why I'm even showing that video is because everybody sees him. So I just want to expose him for the fraud that he is, and other people are too. Otherwise I wouldn't even, I wouldn't even have to worry about it because everybody has the right to their own opinion, but it's because they're cheating and putting people like this clown out here trying to, It's just it's amazing that I heard that term Groyper for so long now. I didn't know what it meant. I just assumed it was kind of like maybe like people that followed that guy or whatever. I wasn't sure. As soon as you hear that it's like an internet trolls, I'm like, okay, we'll get it now. That's just how we can chalk that guy up as an internet troll. But he's also, on the Capitol building with a fucking megaphone in a suit. So there's that. So we all know what happened with Tim Pool, calling Candace Owens an evil scumbag and the C word, and said his house got shot up, even though apparently it could have been his brother that actually did it. But we all know that Tim got paid off and has always been paid by Israel. And he got paid a lot of money to attack Candace over this. And of course, one of his co-hosts, Ian, he has got every disorder, ADHD and Asperger and all them. So you can't tell Ian shit. Ian's going to say what Ian wants to say, period. You can tell him to shut up, but it doesn't register. So he's I don't know, like if he's, anyway, let's just listen to this. I like Ian. I can't fucking stand Tim, and Ian's kind of a libtard, but for me, it's a case by case basis, topic by topic.
Dude, I'm concerned with having American aircraft carriers over there. Like what I keep being told about the USS Liberty. That's something with the Israeli government.
No, you should.
No. Wait.
You should be careful about that.
Allegedly, the Israeli Air Force jet fighter aircraft.
I mean, they did end up paying out the American government.
So I'm concerned, like false flag operation, like a missile comes out of Gaza and hits one of our aircraft carriers, but it was actually an Israeli missile. Well, I don't want. we should get out of there.
It doesn't. Let me stop you there. It doesn't matter where the missile comes from.
That's weird, huh?
Dang it. TikTok got me again. So true though, and it's never been, is that what's going to happen? Because there's videos apparently where those two guys, the fishermen, were in the water after the ship got hit, their little boat got hit, and they're like waving, like surrendering and waving, like help us, like we're, and then the water just fills up with blood from the second hit. So, that said, it's primed right now that's what I'm saying, today's terrorist attack day, because it could be, that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to come out, something's going to happen. They're going to hit a U.S. city. They're going to hit Miami. They're going to hit a fucking ship or, they already told us kind of what's going to happen with the DC people. You have the trained CIA Afghan vetted soldier that shoots or however he got those 2 people, kills 2 people, two National Guards people. I think they were girls. I think they were women. You know, it's going to happen. It's just a matter of how it's going to happen. You know, they've already, this is just like, this story is fucking played out too many times now. You know, they've gave them every reason to fucking attack us. And then as soon as they attack us, just like let's just say it's 9/11 all over again. Then what's going to happen? You know, we're going to spend 20 years going into Venezuela and then Bolivia, because that's what they want is Bolivia. And if you look at the map, Bolivia's, you know, you got to go through either like Colombia and then Peru to get to Bolivia, or, you know, I don't know how it's all going to work. There's big ass Brazil there too. I don't know how Brazil comes into play. We played the Punjabi Mafia guy.
Who barely clinging onto their life. His actions are not a follow-up strike to finish off survivors who barely clinging onto their life. His actions are not just reprehensible, but illegal as well.
So we have the Punjabi Mafia from India gaslighting Pete Hegseth, calling for his impeachment and telling this, you know, steering this narrative that these poor people were hanging onto this boat. And he's the one, it's people like him that are going to cause the attack. Okay. We don't have people. These people are like completely infiltrated our government. And he knows exactly what's going to happen. This is what they're doing, you know.
Former military attorneys have come out and asserted that his actions have risen to the level of war crimes. He also put the lives of our own troops in danger by leaking classified war plans in an unauthorized Signal group chat, which included a random journalist with no role anywhere in the administration.
What did he say? Yeah, he reminds me of an SNL. I mean, the thing is, though, because it is funny to listen to these fucking people.
Pete Hegseth was already the most unqualified Secretary of Defense in American history.
Pete Hegseth was already the most underqualified Secretary of War in American history. You know, this guy talks, and there's lots of comedians that make fun of the way, you know, instead of saying paint, they say baint. I baint your house. But, you know, instead of...
Pete Hegseth was already the most unqualified.
It could still, it might as well be, you know, with the swastika on his forehead and his right arm raised up in the air going, Pete Hegseth is all the most underqualified, like fucking Hitler. Because that's what he's doing. He might as well be fucking Hitler by saying this shit. I mean, you want to talk, Barry Weiss, why don't you call this motherfucker out? You want to talk about being anti-American? This is going to get Americans killed talking like this. Like literally, this is going to get Americans killed.
Secretary of Defense in American history. But through his abysmal conduct, he has failed to even meet the already pitiful expectations that we had of him. We must impeach and remove Pete Hegseth as soon as possible.
And what he really means right there, if you can read between the lines, what does impeach and remove as soon as possible mean? You know, put that in terms of Charlie Kirk. Is that what he's saying? That's how I take it. I take that as a threat. I take that as a whistle, a dog whistle to the terrorist organizations and the sleeper cells. That's a dog whistle right there. from the Punjabi mafia of India that's infiltrated our own government. Osada, is this your twin brother? Dude, what's going down? Good morning. My twin brother.
Hello, this is Congressman Shri Thanedar. Today, I introduced articles to impeach Secretary Pete Hegseth for murder and conspiracy.
For murder? For murder?
Secretary Pete Hegseth for murder and conspiracy to murder and reckless and unlawful mishandling of classified information. Since day one, Secretary Hegseth has disgraced that once proud office that he holds, from issuing orders to kill
Issuing, not issuing, issuing. Let's hear that again.
Orders to kill that once proud office that he holds, from issuing orders to kill everybody on board a small boat with no evidence of any wrongdoing, to launching a follow-up strike to finish off survivors who barely clinging onto their life. His actions are not just reprehensible, but
I mean, this guy is he is a representative of a district in Minnesota, congressperson in the state of Minnesota, or Michigan. I mean, excuse me, Michigan. I think I looked him up. Let me see here. Shabbat Shalom. No, I didn't look him up on there. Yeah, no, he's in our government. Oh, here we go. I can look at it right here. Congressman Shri Thandar, Michigan's 13th district. He's also an author, a scientist, and a proud Detroitier. It doesn't get any more Detroit than that, boy. That's 8 Mile right there. Knees weak, arms spaghetti.
but illegal as well. Former military attorneys.
Former Donna's doing it. Good morning. Good to see you. Former. Hold on one sec, guys. See if D&D wants to come up and talk for a minute. Drop the chat. Drop the link for homie. Oh shit, I gotta pay my phone bill. Man, it's nothing but fucking bills after bills after bills. I gotta renew my it's an auto renew for my food liability insurance, like $300. Keeps going up every fucking year. Well, now I gotta restart my phone. For some reason it doesn't send text messages, so you got to give my phone a minute to restart. Why don't these disgrazias crawl back into their hole where they came from, learn English first? 100%. Well, we know that's why the elections are completely rigged, right? And ain't no normal American voting for that clown. But we got them over here too, and they're everywhere. They're all up in the government. And then when they get in, once you get one of those guys, because the Punjabis are a mafia, once they own a business, that's all they know how to just hire their own people. So this country's going to get taken over. It already is getting taken over by these people. He does need to crawl back in his hole. Trump was just at he was in Pennsylvania for some rally for something. And this guy's yelling 4 more years to Trump. But look at this guy. Did somebody let Luigi Mangione out? I mean, what's going on here? That guy's on one right there, boy. Whew. Good God. Not normal. And he's wearing a hat. Now, this is one of these times when, I think like, okay, well, I wouldn't mind having a gun, because we were talking about guns earlier. Of course, my phone's going to take 5 minutes to reboot. I'll just put it in. I'm just going to put it in here. Take my chances that I don't get no freaks at night coming up on my panel. Because my phone's taking forever. So watch this. These people get robbed. 2 people get robbed. Couple attacked at home by robbers, posing as buyers to an online ad. That's why I bookmarked this one. You got to be careful. Don't let these people come to your house if you're selling something. Okay. Jason Wynn listed an expensive laptop for sale and arranged a meetup at his home. 2 men arrived and appeared ready to complete the transaction, then sprayed all across his face towards the eye, and his wife was in there. They dragged him out of the house. I mean, it just gets crazy. I mean, first of all, why are you letting people in your house with fucking hoods and shit like that on? I mean, I don't know. Don't get it. I do not get it. What do we got here? Testimony that will shock the conscience right out of your soul. Oh yeah, this is interesting. Speaking of that Indian guy from Punjabi, check this out.
Because our government is inundated with traitors, and we are also inundated with people that are illegal aliens inside of our government. I'm giving you a perfect example. I wrote about this in a book. I've talked about this. I went and testified in Congress.
Good morning.
Good morning, my man. How are you?
Good. Yourself?
Good. I'll tell you what. It would have been like a bad Charlie Manson movie. There would have been so many stab wounds to those guys. It would have been ridiculous, okay?
Seriously, that's just...
Always be prepared, folks. Always be prepared for the worst. Because you never know.
Yeah, especially when you're selling or buying something from people you don't know on those apps, man, you got to know ahead of time.
If you got the balls and the audacity to have people come to your house, you better know what you're doing, okay? You better, okay, let me put it more, I'm trying to be politically correct. Be prepared to give a beating, okay? Know your self-defense, okay? When you invite people to your house like that. See, I don't know how to say it. You got to keep your game face on with people 24/7. I don't care what they say, Osada.
100%. I mean,
You can't trust nobody. Nobody.
no, you can't. You know, I think we've all probably had a certain situation that we got ourselves into where, you know I have when I was younger, and then when my mom died, I sold a bunch of stuff, and you know I still have a ton of stuff, but you do have to be careful. I didn't get robbed from anybody selling my mom's stuff, but you just meet a lot of interesting characters. I'll tell you what.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
You never want them to go to your house.
Right.
But I did. I mean, I did have people come. You know, I didn't.
Well, like I said, I mean, there's a difference. Okay. If you're gonna sell stuff, invite people to your house. If you don't have a defense mechanism built into your body or your brain, you're gonna get robbed. You're gonna get taken. I mean, you gotta be careful. And I know not everybody thinks like us. I know everybody's different. Everybody's different.
Yeah. No. It's can happen in a split second too.
An old timer taught me this, Osada. This is the only way I could say it, buddy. Dindu, 24/7. I go to sleep, I wake up during my whole course of the day. It never leaves my head. Never. If I got to give out a beating, if I got to break someone's fucking head open, and this old timer taught me that alert button. Okay. And it stayed with me for 60 years. Okay. Never let your guard down in life. Never. Never. No matter how comfortable, no matter how good you have it, no matter where you're at, never let your guard down, Dean Dewey used to tell me. I don't care if you're in a room full of people you love, you never let your guard down. And that's a perfect example. So,
yeah, 100%.
You know, the guy's got his fucking wife and his girlfriend fighting. God forbid they kill her. I mean, are you kidding me? So,
yeah, that's just. I mean, it's a good video. It's a good video to show you, just to kind of strike up the conversation. And yeah, I mean, the hood thing. My gosh! If they have
Lord!
I wouldn't even open the door.
They come to the door, I go just like this. Get out. Okay? Take those hoods, get out of here.
You don't even get a chance to take the hood off. Like if that's how you come to the door initially, it's already over, right? I mean, it's not even take the hood off before you come in type of thing. It's like, don't even sell to those people.
They're hiding something. Right. They're hiding their identity.
Yep. Yeah, I had a situation like that happen to me at when I was out selling one time at my normal spot. It's just basically in an abandoned parking lot.
Right.
And, a couple of dudes come up, and it was so weird because it was two black dudes, and they both had on masks. And one was in the back seat, which was really odd. And the driver got out, and the dentist office that I set up at is closed. And he's like, just where the dentist is at, or he said something, and I knew right away. I was like, man, these people are shady as fuck.
Right.
I said, I have no idea. And then they just kind of sat in their car right there and just hemmed and hawed. And then I finally had a customer come up, but my spidey senses just went off right away. I was like, man, these guys are fucking, something's up with these guys.
Yep. Yep.
And if they're going to make a move, you got to be prepared because it's going to happen quick.
Quick. Like lightning. Okay. You think they're there? You think they're there to tell you what they're going to do, Osada?
Exactly. No, they're not.
Okay. They're not going to tell you, hey, I'm going to rob you today. Hey, I'm going to take you today. Okay. No, they're not going to do all that. I love the sign. One day I came home from work. There's a sign on my house. Right on my door. You could see it as clear as day. I walked up, I looked at it, I started laughing. My daughter put it up. It says, never mind the fucking pit bull. Beware of the owner. Okay?
Yep.
Okay? Okay? When there's signs like that on a house, you might as well get away from that house very fast and far. Okay? Because there is something wrong. Okay? There is something wrong. Be careful.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure there's been stories like that where the robber just really regretted not doing it. You know, guy. Some of them don't live to tell about it either.
Well, that's what I mean. You think, Osada, you come into Tindus, you think you're going to get mauled by a pit bull? There's going to be a sick bastard shanking you in every part of your body and head. Are you nuts? You're not going to make it out of here alive. That's facts.
You know, this reminds me of a story that my dad told me. You know, this is back in I think this has got to be the 80s, and it was a guy that my dad worked with he had his garage broken into. And, well, he set up some type of alarm in the garage. You know, back then nobody had like home cameras or none of that shit. Phones. He set up some type of alarm and it went off again one night, and so he woke up to somebody like trying to take the CB radio out of his car. And he could see the dude's legs like on the ground sticking out of his car. So he went up to him and kicked the car door shut. And it basically broke both of those guys' legs. And he just I think he just went back in the house. And the guy came back with his dad and a cop that day on crutches. And the cop was going to arrest that guy, but he denied doing it. He said, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, I know somebody was messing with my car, but he's like, I didn't come out here. I didn't see nothing. So they couldn't prove it. So he got away with it. But the cop was going to arrest him for breaking the guy's legs.
Well, there was like a case here. My buddy, a friend of mine, he had a garage mechanic. So a couple guys thought they could rob his place. Beware of dog. He had 4 German shepherds that would eat you in 2 seconds. Okay? So when the court date came and all that came out, well, the guy was sitting in the courtroom with 2 broken legs, 2 broken arms, half severe neck, and his face he couldn't see out of. And the lawyer went, my client wasn't attacked by dogs, Your Honor. My client ain't here because of the 4 German shepherds that were in the garage and yard. Okay? They didn't break my client's arms, legs, hands, feet, neck. Okay? There wasn't a bite mark on them. Okay, you know what the judge said? Dismissed. There's a valuable lesson to learn here. Okay? Okay?
So it should be.
That's the way it should be. Absolutely. Okay? Okay? So,
because what are the potentials that could happen? You know?
Right. Well, protect yourself. You got to protect yourself. You got to defend yourself. It's in our amendment, correct?
Yeah. Exactly.
So, and that's what America is all about. Okay, we have rights. We have a right to defend ourselves. Okay, so, well, like they say, well, you know what, Dean, if they carry a body off your property, sometimes you could get, well, guess what? Then get my fucking suitcase ready. Okay, get my suitcase ready. I guess we're going to go sit for a little while. So, yeah. And that's that. Okay. Be careful when you break into some people's houses and property, man. Be careful. All these tough guys.
Yeah, and unfortunately, sometimes there can be no winners, but
no,
you got to do sometimes. I mean,
no, I'll be damned. There's a lot of men out there. They'll be damned if they're going to get robbed or taken, especially on their own property. Okay, now that's a whole different subject. That's a whole different jungle when you come on somebody's property and you're entering their home. Oh, that takes a lot of balls, let me tell you. You know, you don't know what's sitting on the other side of that door. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, some of life's dangerous, most deadliest people are behind doors. Oh, and you know the sick part? They're waiting for someone like you sometimes. Okay? They're prepared for people like that. You know, you've seen them stories. Yeah, come on in, big boy. Now get on your knees. Okay?
Yeah.
See, that's what a lot of this country hasn't seen. They haven't seen that upright, old school, blue-blooded people that are still alive and living in this country. See, they don't see a lot of that with all this new woke and all this new bullshit that's going on. So
true.
You know, a lot of the old school, the discipline, the learning, all that is gone. All that's gone, and it's a shame. It's a shame.
It is a shame.
So it is. You know, I sit here, Osada. You have a granddaughter. I have a grandson. The first thing I'm fucking teaching Enzo to do is I'm teaching him how to fight. Are you kidding me? I never say this out loud. I would never say this I'm saying it to me and you talking. And our people in this chat. Are you kidding me? First thing I'm going to do is teach them how to throw a sucker punch.
Yeah, that's great. You know, my granddaughter's in gymnastics, swimming lessons, and ballet right now. She's doing 3 different things.
There you go. The girls, they laugh at me. You know, oh, Papa's going to teach him how to put. Papa's going to tell you damn right I'm going to teach him. Nobody else is going to teach him.
That's right.
So,
and they're going to get the best lessons from us, man. They're going to be
yes.
They are tough. They're already tough little sons of bitches. I tell you what, my granddaughter at 3.5, my daughter always says she's 3 going on 16. She is a tough little cookie, boy. My daughter made her vacuum the living room. The vacuum's taller than she is because she was acting up and was just being so sassy the other day.
Yeah.
She sends me a video of her. She was making her vacuum. And I'm like, that's awesome. That's going to teach her, you know, hey, there's consequences to being a little shit.
No, I cried the other day. I brought him home. We're walking up the stairs. He looked at me. He goes, Papa, shovel. I went, oh my God, there's his little orange shovel. The first thing he wanted to do when he got home with me was shovel the stairs. Okay, Osad, he wanted to do something. I was like, this kid is incredible. This kid is incredible. Unbelievable.
And the fact that they don't want to do the screen time, I'll tell you, because, like, you know, driving home from daycare is about a 30 to 40 minute drive. And she don't want to watch the phone. She wants me to tell her adventure stories. She's like, tell me an adventure story, Papa Jason. So I make up these stories about we've been camping and we've seen a big Yeti, and you know, you got to just kind of be quick on your feet with these adventure stories. She keeps asking you, but it's better than her watching the phone. I love it.
Well, you got it. Yes, Osada. When he's with me, he's always mobile. He's learning. He's watching. It's athletic. When he gets home with the girls a lot, or he's sitting in front of the TV, watching the TV in a trance. And I'm like, see the difference? When Papa picks him up, the first thing we do, we go to the table and eat. We have our snack. I get food in the kid because I know they don't eat right at daycare. So I get him something to eat. Then sit. He tells me, sit. That means on the couch. Get the basketball. Now we're ready. You don't throw them right into the phone. You don't throw them right into the TV. You know, like these parents and these lazy parents do. So they could do whatever they got to do. You got to give that kid some etiquette. Give him a routine too. You know what I mean?
100%.
Okay. You're following me. You know, like we used to come home from school. We had chores. Team do had chores. My father would have broke my fucking head open. Are you kidding me? There's once maybe during the week I could sit down and watch afternoon specials when I got home from school. But the other 5 days, I was out playing sports. I couldn't wait to play sports when I got home. Go outside with my boys and I mean, there's nothing like that anymore. These kids don't even know what it is to grow up like that. So
I remember one time, I think it was about the 6th grade. I made a comment to my mom about, why do I always got to do all these chores?
Yeah.
Oh shit. That was the last time I said that. You know, I remember not only did I get beat, but there was a list on the refrigerator the next day of all the shit that my mom did.
Goddamn right.
It was like 2 pages of shit. And she's asking me to unload the dishwasher or something. You know.
Osada, my grandfather, Papa, you know what his weapon was? A pen and paper. A pen and paper. He would fucking put everything up on the refrigerator with a magnet on that paper of what needed to be done, of what we're going to eat. That was like his computer, his corkboard, his chalkboard, everything. That magnet with that pad of paper next to it for everything that was going on during that day. Unbelievable.
And remember how the calendars used to be lit up? I mean,
unbelievable. You can't even find the desk calendar anymore. You remember the big desk calendars Osada used to put down on you can't even find them anymore.
I special order them. I love them, and I special.
I know.
Yes, yeah, they're awesome.
They are the desk calendars. You put them right in front of you. You could eat on them. You could spill shit, burn them with your. Oh, they're great. The desk calendars.
Hey, I gotta. Let's shift gears for a second. I got a little quiz for you. Let's talk sports for a second.
Come on, let's go.
The NFL. So I looked this up. What do you? Who are the top 5 favorites to win the Super Bowl this year?
Oh my God, what a question. Of all years, the most wide openest year there is.
And I'm going by my list that I have here in front of me is going by the Vegas odds. So that's what.
Okay, I'm going off the top of my head right now, and I'm going with my team, of course. Buffalo. I'm going with New England. I'm even going to throw Detroit in there for some reason. And of course, I would have threw Philadelphia in there. That was my team. Okay. And and I'd have to go with I don't know. Pittsburgh, Tampa, somebody like that. You know, not a well-known team. I think just a regular team's going to win the Super Bowl this year again.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I found that the odds were really interesting. Like, so, because I don't really follow football, but
right.
So number 5 at plus 1,000. So 100 to win you 1,000.
Yeah.
It's going to be Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, okay.
Number 4 at plus 850 to 900. 100 to win you 850 is Buffalo.
Wow, my first 2 pick. Go ahead.
Number 3 is at plus 800, 100 to win you 800, Green Bay Packers.
Green Bay, I forgot about Green Bay. Okay, go ahead.
Second best option at plus 650, 100 to win you 650, Seattle Seahawks.
So, okay, yes, I forgot all about the Nationals. Go ahead.
And then the number 1 favorite, according to Vegas, at plus 390, Los Angeles Rams.
The Rammers. Yeah. Wow. See, those are teams that weren't even in my head. See, it's when you're an AFC guy, it's tough when you're an AFC guy. Because I mean, that's our division. Those are our teams, you know. That's what happens.
You don't really see what's going on around like the rest of the league sometimes, right?
No, the NFC, who cares? It's like the National League in baseball. You know, I'm a Yankees nut. I only know American League. You know, same with football. AFC, that's our division. That's our game, man. So,
why can the Seahawks will screw it. They'll screw themselves. So you can take them out of the equation. So that leaves 4 teams left.
Well, you got to give the Seahawks. They have a good team. I mean, you got to give them a chance.
I guess they do. I haven't been following it. I mean,
They do. They got a solid team. I mean, listen, nobody knows better than you. 4 weeks ago, 18 motherfucking parlay. Do you know how turned off I got?
oh, damn.
Do I got to tell you of all people? Okay. Do you know how turned off Osada? It was like somebody flicked my off switch with football. Okay. That just goes to show that's coming from a 60-year-old guy. Okay. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to follow my bills and I don't even care anymore.
Yeah. That's what it does that to you, right? Man, it makes you just, it
turns you like my old man used to, it'll turn gambling will turn you right off. Right off like a switch. Yup. And you know the best part? Osada, we could stand up here and every day and we could talk about it. And it didn't affect the goddamn thing but our mood. Okay? Yeah. It already nailed home something we already knew. That's what you get when you fuck with the devil's sport. Okay? That's what you get. You're going to get burnt every time. So just say no to gambling, folks.
Yep. And Moss on the MMA holes just did a big thing about the UFC being rigged because, you know, I don't know if people would talk like that if it wasn't for gambling. But it's
I know.
You know, I mean.
I never said anything. You said something and I ignored it. I deflected it right out of the ballpark. How much was that going to pay, Osada? I never said anything. I had $40, only 40, on a 9-team parlay.
Oh my God.
So give me a guess. You get an estimate. It's me and you. It doesn't matter. What do you think I would have won on that ticket? What do you think was on that ticket? How much?
$3,000.
$5,400.
Hold on. Let me walk to the other side of the room really quick.
That would have made my whole Christmas and bill list this year. Okay.
5,400, and you just got the one wrong.
One wrong. I didn't even earn a penny from that ticket. Total loser because I lost on one team. 9 teams, you. Oh, who was it? Here, I got the ticket right here. Wait, Osada, wait, Osada. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here it is, Osada. I got it. Hang on. I can't figure out now with 9 teams which one screwed me. I think.
If you read them off, I could tell you. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Osada. Here it is, Osada. Here it is. LA Dodgers and Toronto Blue Jays over 7.5. Yep. Do you remember that now? 8 winning. I had Buffalo in the over against Carolina. I had Baltimore over Chicago. I had the Eagles in over the Giants. I had Miami over with Atlanta. I had Cleveland over with the Patriots. I had the Jets in Cincinnati. I had Cincinnati plus 2.5. They lost by 1 point that day. Okay. And then I had the Dodgers and the Blue Jays over 7.5 runs. Wow. Hang on. Look at the size of that ticket, Osada.
Damn.
9 teams, brother. 9 teams. 8 winners, 1 loss.
My God.
Disgusting, man. Disgusting. I saved that ticket. I had to save it.
And depending on when they do it like online, because my buddy, he gambles, in Arizona, he gambles online and does a sports bet. So let's say that you bet a 19 parlay and you get, 5 or 6 of them right. They give you an option to cash your ticket out based on that. So they'll give you a dollar amount. So if let's say that you won 8 out of 9. They'll give you they probably would have offered you, like, say, if it was 5,400, they would offer you like $2 or $3 grand to cash it out before, and you could just cash it out before that 19 even kicks off. So, I've been my buddy's financial advisor before. Like he's bought he had one where he stood to win, like say $290 on a $5 bet, but they're going to offer him $36 before the next 2 games kick off. I'm like, dude, take the money, take the guaranteed payout, and then just move on to the next one. And so, and then he would have lost that bet if he would have took it all the way to the end.
Right.
So that's kind of one benefit to having the online, although I still don't recommend it, but that sucks.
I know one thing. We were able to switch this show right over to sports and betting today, like Coach Train said. We found a way to change that subject right into gambling today again. I love it.
You already know.
He's like this. Some son of a bitch has changed the show again. Right to gambling he went. You know what?
It's going to be a thing doing Osada's sports talk radio here pretty soon. We're going to just start a show about
gambling. Okay, straight out gambling. Okay. And 2 fucking losers. Listen to this show. You'll love it. They got a ton of stories.
It'll be nothing but the sounds of paper crumbling, at the beginning.
Paper crumbling, paper hitting the garbage, spitting the whole time. Oh,
100%. That is too funny.
I couldn't. My heart, with my energy level, are you nuts? I'd have a massive one if I went into gambling like that again. Are you kidding me? Oh.
Same. It's
Wait, last night in the numbers. Here, just goes to show you. Running around like a nut, so busy yesterday, I didn't get a chance to throw in a couple birthdays yesterday with my numbers. My wife's birthday came out straight last night again.
Oh no.
Yeah, I didn't have it, of course. So I can't even pick a number. Out of 2 numbers, I couldn't even pick a right number right now. Okay.
Yeah, no, I know that feeling. It's like, the younger versions of us that would try to chase and try to, like, I'm going to buy a win. Like, I'm not going to allow this to happen. This is like 20-year-old Jason talking.
Yeah, of course.
I'll just keep betting more. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to allow this to happen. I'm going to win. So, and then next thing you know, it's like, well, fuck, now I'm out of money. I don't have anything else to bet. So,
and now I can't pay the guy either. Okay. What am I going to sell? Oh my God. Where am I going to borrow this money from? Which person didn't I borrow from yet? Okay. You want to go on and on? Yeah. Okay. 20-year-old Dindu. Yo, lend me another 1,000. Yo, sell this. Let's go. I know I could hit this. Are you nuts? You can't lose this many times. Yeah. You want to bet? You want to bet?
No doubt. It's crazy. It's like flipping
a coin
every time.
One time I hit the numbers midday. 500. I had my number straight for $1. I'm like, yeah, baby. So I went to the store, got the 500. Now I'm feeling, you know what? That guy said there's some winners in those $30 lottery tickets.
Oh, no.
Wait. I said to myself, you hate it? You never do it. You never. I get to my store at the corner. I grab my coffee. I take out $300. Now, next to me was the store manager, Lori, my good friend. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, are you almost done with that machine? I'm going to buy $300 right now and $30 tickets. She looks at me. She's like, yeah, okay. Have you lost your mind? I put in $90, $100. I get 3 tickets. I go, here, help me out. We scratched the first 3 tickets. Nande. Nothing. She looks at me. She's like, oh my, I want to throw up right now.
Oh, no.
I go, save it. I put another 100 in. She's looking at me, eyes wide open. Are you out of your mind? Scratch. 3 more tickets in a row. Now this is 6. Nothing. Do you hear me? Now she's looking at me. She goes, give me them tickets. I'm going to check them later. Give me that. I said, we're not going nowhere. I put another 100 in. Now she wants to cry. I said, scratch. 3 more duds, you. Now, 30, 69, 180. Okay, now there's $30 left. Because I put in 100, 100, 100, 90, 90. I said, what do we do with this? She goes, you know what? I said, what's the odds, Laura, of the 10th ticket being a loser? 9 in a row, $30 tickets. She closed that machine up. Okay, she ran from me. I got the $30 ticket. I slid it underneath her office door and I walked out of the store. The next day, she had all 10 tickets sitting right there. Never witnessed anything like this in my life. 10 $30 tickets with not $1 on them, Osada. That was the last time in the ever else buy a scratch-off ticket. So.
Damn, that fucking sucks.
What seriously, in all seriousness, me and you are talking here. What are the odds? 10 $30 tickets with not $1 winner in it. Okay. So you don't know. You never know. You never know. The whole row could be losers. You don't know. Okay. Now, well, now say it. Dingo. You had 200 left. How do you know number 11 wasn't $1 million winner? Aren't you going to watch and see who buys the next ticket? You think I'm that sick? You think I'm going to go through all that? Never, never. So I took the 200 I had left and I left and went and licked my wounds. And that was it. But like we said, 20, 30 years ago, that other 200 would have been in there so fast. And who knows? I probably would have won my money back. Who knows? So, but it's like a lollipop. How many licks does the world will never know? Okay.
Yep.
So that's why they call it gambling, folks.
100.
Oh yeah, I could go on and on. I could fill us till 5 o'clock dinner hour with stories, gambling stories, right now. Oh.
Yep, same. Well, it's almost 4, so we should probably
go ahead. I know. I got to take Vito out. I got to get going. It was fun.
You're not working today?
No, I'm off today.
Right on. All right. Well, have a great day, and thanks for coming up.
You got it, buddy. I'll be on later. Stop by.
I will.
Have a good day.
You too. All right. There goes Standu. And I'm going to get going. I got to get to work. I got a bunch of Dubai bars I got to finish up and get ready for a busy weekend. So thanks for hanging out, guys. Sven, good to see you. CG2, thank you for being here. And Donna's doing it. James, good to see you. Don Miku, Sweet Tea, Toro, Tommy. Everybody but ALV and Thindu. They can fuck off. So we'll see you guys over at Tommy's show and talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.